the desires of your heart. There's not a damn thing that you can do about the heart that you've messed over. You. Absolutely nothing. And I'm really talking to you as I'm talking to myself. More importantly, it's your heart. You own it. So if you're in possession of it and you own it, you can't blame anybody else that you give ownership over to of your heart. You know, he grants us the desires of our heart. And he gave it to us to use it as our leisure. We have to look deeply at what we decide to do with our hearts and who we decide to give it to. When we give it over, is it really protected or is it being used and abused? Is it elevating us or limiting us? When you look at your heart, you have to analyze what you've given up, and you have to be willing, woman or man, enough to accept the consequences and the choices that we've all made with our hearts. You have to live with it, because the desires of your heart, you didn't give it back to the giver. You kept it selfishly for yourself. As adults, we often go back and try to ask the giver why. His response would be, I gave it to you to give back to me. You decide to keep it for yourself. And look at what self has done with self. Instead of looking externally, you need to look internally at the beggar, the asker, and the receiver. All three of those are you. If you change your heart and you give it back to the receiver, and then you change it from the receiver and give it back to the giver, you'll find that he has something better to do with your heart. If not, be satisfied with the decisions that you make of your heart. Selfish hearts receive selfish gifts. He don't want that heart back. He wants the heart that lifts.